was wondering how much it would be to replace one screen.
Yeah. 13 Pro Max. It really depends like what type of screen you want to use, because I do have a few different types. Cheapest one I do, they're what's called like an Intel LCD display panel. They're 180. Honestly, I don't really recommend them for long-term use because they use like an older LCD technology. It means colors, your brightness, touch sensitivity is going to be noticeably different, as well as it will drain the battery pretty quickly. Because of that LCD technology, it is much more power like hungry compared to the OLED panels. I then do an aftermarket OLED, which is 260. So those are going to be much better compared to the cheaper one, but you'll still notice some like colors and brightness and touch sensitivity difference between that and original. Yeah. And then the step up from that is what's called an original refurb. So that's going to look and feel 100% like when you got the phone brand new, and they're 440. It's a big price gap. Yeah.
So it just depends. Last,
I mean, look, if you take care of it, it'll last. It just won't feel exactly the same, but it'll be like pretty close.
Yeah. What about the 180?
180 man, that one's kind of rubbish. Yeah.
What do we get the 261? Yeah. And I was wondering if you could also change my.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool, man. Yeah, I assume you don't want to do anything with this yet. We've got a couple of details from you, man. I'll give you a job tick for man. You come back to me about an hour's time. I'll hold on for you. So about 4:45. Just as long as you give 4:30, that's when I close up. Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Nice. iPhone 13 Pro Max in kind of rough condition. Only fixing the front on this one today. So first thing we're gonna do, take out the bottom screws, and then we're gonna pop it on the phone barbecue, the heat pad. Split the seal around the edge of the phone, unclip the top of the screen, and boom, there we go. Honestly, this is a pretty straightforward and easy repair. The most important thing is, look, it's not going to make a huge difference for this phone because the back is all broken, but we're still going to replace the water resistant seal anyway, just because it is the way it should be done. Screen removed. Time to put it on the heat pad so we can remove the proximity flex. And we can heat up the frame as well to make it a little bit easier to remove the old adhesive around the frame. Again, we will use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to make it a little bit easier to remove. Add a little bit more isopropyl, then we can just slowly peel it back, pry up the microphone, there we go. Proximity flex removed. This screen is no good. Chuck it in the bin. We can take our new screen. For this one, we're using a aftermarket soft OLED, so much better quality than the aftermarket Incel, the cheapest quality screens. These here can actually be used more longer term. The cheaper aftermarket LCD panels are really not great for these Pro and Pro Max phones, aside from just recovering data in some certain situations. That will be the only situation I recommend the aftermarket LCD panels, or if you're replacing the phone, you know, in a week's time or the next few days' time. Definitely don't recommend those for long-term use. That's pretty much all it is for the screen prep. It is a pretty simple one, which we just need to move over the proximity flex. We can move the screen to the side. And now what we're going to do, we're going to take a scraping tool, a very fine blade, and we're going to start to remove some of the frame adhesive. So this is something that I'd say a very high percentage of shops do not do. I'd estimate 95 to 98% of shops do not take this step when actually repairing these phones. They do not take the extra time or spend the extra money to buy the water resistant adhesive. And it's not a huge deal for this particular phone because obviously the back is cracked. But you know, if the back of the phone is completely fine, then it actually does make a huge difference. Not replacing the water resistant adhesive will make the phone very susceptible to water. Even if you just have it in the bathroom while you're taking a hot shower, it will, there is a chance that the humidity can get inside just from having it in the bathroom with all the steam. Now look, this is a fairly simple and straightforward step. It's just a lot of phone shop technicians, they're just quite lazy. And, or, like I said before, they don't want to spend the money and, you know, pay the extra few dollars for the water resistant seal. But I believe if you're going to do something, you might as well do it right. Or do it to the best of your ability. And I think that for the extra dollar or the extra few dollars it costs to buy the adhesive, it really is worth the time to replace it, to give the customer a better quality repair and bring it back to as close to being, you know, from the factory as we can. Even when we replace the adhesive, it's still not going to be quite as water resistant as when the phone first came from the factory, just because when it's in the factory it is pressed in a big machine, but we can get it as close as possible. Okay, we have scraped off most of the adhesive, but we still have to go over the last step, which is actually to wipe it down with a special solvent. We basically just want to give the new adhesive a fresh, clean material to adhere to. A lot of the times, even the shops that do replace the adhesive, they actually don't do it properly. They don't do it the way that I'm doing it, which is to fully remove all the old adhesive, so it's literally just a bare frame. There's no more residue left over. A lot of shops will maybe do the first step, which is just scrape it away, but then the second and most important step is actually bringing it back to just the bare material, so that the new adhesive stays down properly. And it's a step that really doesn't take too long either. And it's just people either don't know or they're just kind of lazy. You can see there's still a bit here. And now we just have the top left. And we are almost there for the cleaning stage and ready for the new adhesive. Okay. The frame is ready for the new adhesive to go in. With the glass.
No, it's a new adhesive.
And drop it into the frame. Take a small flathead and essentially squeegee it out. And there we go, the new adhesive is installed into the frame. And it's ready for us to peel off when we're ready to lay down the screen. But first thing we're going to do, we're going to plug in the new screen and make sure it functions properly. So it's always a good idea when installing new parts just to do a test and make sure the new screen functions properly before you go ahead and close up the phone. Otherwise, you know, if you close it up, then you waste one water resistant seal, because you're gonna have to open it up again and then redo it all. Displays, now we just check touch. Everything is all working properly. So, what that means is we can reinstall the brackets and finish putting the phone back together. Time for us to pull out the pull strips for the adhesive. This one came out all in one piece. Out. You can hold the phone up. And we can make sure the top sits into the frame perfectly. Clip the screen in, make sure it sits nice and flush, like all soft OLED screens will. So soft OLED screens, because they use an OLED panel, you will get a nice flush fitment into the frame. If you use the cheaper aftermarket LCD panel, it will actually protrude into the frame. If you use the cheaper aftermarket LCD panel, it will actually protrude out, so it will be much easier to break again in the future. And so we are all done with this one. We just need to pop in the last two screws at the bottom and wait for the customer to come back and pick it up. Like brand new again. Very nice. It's all done for you, man.
Oh, sweet.
There you go, bro.
Does the camera work on this now as well?
I don't know. If it was working before, it should work now. If it wasn't working before, it might not work now.
Oh, it works.
Yeah? It's all good? Alright, sweet. Too easy, man. Just on card today, yeah?
Yeah.
260 whenever you're ready, bro. Cool. There you go, bro. I'll grab your receipt for that one as well, man. It does come with a 6-month warranty.
Yeah.
So if you do have any issues, just bring it back to me.
Okay.
I just can't cover accidental damage. So if it's like, if you drop it and it's cracked again, I can't really do a whole lot for you. But if you have any issues like it doesn't touch properly, just bring it back to me straight away and I'll sort it out for you.
Cool.
Are you cool if I post the repair and the interaction on my TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. See you, man.
Yeah.